What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm working down in Brunswick again. I'm working on 3 murals back at the piano bar that I worked at going back about 10 months ago when I completed this piece of Elton John here back in the pre-COVID and pre-quarantine world. But it's nice being back here and seeing the place all set up. We've got the couch and the lighting's installed. Overall it looks pretty awesome. But this project, I'm doing 3 more musicians. Right now I'm just setting up and preparing the areas. So we're working in these booths. We've got 1, 2 and 3. And right now I'm just throwing down some drop sheets. I've got my grid roughed up on the wall and I'm gonna just start chalking in. But for now, sit back, relax, and let's dive right on into it. Alright, so right now I'm battling this face section a little bit. I've been a little bit unhappy with some of the proportions, particularly the mouth, but I'm starting to get there now and tightening things up. Got my sort of base skin coat down, got my facial features such as the eye, nose and mouth pretty much cemented into position as well. As you can see, I've just been using the wall as a bit of a palette whilst mixing my skin tones up. But what I'm going to do right now is I've also blocked in just the base color for the hair. So I'm going to just start adding in some details, particularly over this skin section, just to start to frame the face and give me a better idea of how this composition is overall feeling. But yeah, so far so good on the face, making some pretty good progress. It's always nice getting to work indoors. You don't have to worry about the elements. The walls are always nicer quality. Like, this is a really nice smooth plastered surface as opposed to having to work with those weathered down concrete that you find on exterior walls, such as the wall that I did for Oh My in my last video. That was rough around the edges and just makes it a little bit more challenging to get those desired effects that you're going for in some sections. But yeah, this wall was an absolute breeze to work with. Alright, I'm just wrapping up on day number 2 here at the mural. Originally I would have been a little bit behind. I had 5 days to complete all 3 murals, but turns out they've actually got a wedding in here on the Fridays, so now we've pushed the 3rd mural until next week, and that allows me just to have the time to really perfect them and not have to worry about having potentially a half-finished mural whilst they have a wedding here in this space, which would definitely not be ideal. But I'll just bring you over here. As you can see, I'm just wrapping up Whitney. I'm pretty happy overall with the progress so far. There's a couple of minor details and cleaning up I plan on doing, but yeah, this one is getting pretty close to done. Over here we've got Freddie Mercury. You can see that I've just started chalking in my design and my composition just using the grid method, where I've placed a grid on my artwork and then overlaid that grid onto the wall and just chalking it in, and that allows me to really nail my likeness and perspective and make sure that we do these people justice. In the 3rd booth we've got Miley, but she's going to be pushed to next week. But yeah, so far so good. I'm gonna go meet up with some mates in the city and have some beers and relax, and I'll be back tomorrow. And we're back here on the following morning. Today I'm working on Freddie. As you can see, I've got him chalked in up on the wall there. Using the ladder, we're in a bit of a tight spot today at the base of this sort of booth. Working in and around this table, although the table is coming in handy, being able to hold my paints and work as a bit of a bench. But I've got my skin tones all set up here, which I will shift across to sort of the base of that booth so I can easily access them as I go up and down. As this paint dries rather quick, so I'm going to be working pretty fast. using just the top of the paint lids to mix as well as I go, some different variations. If I've got time, I'll throw up my reference that I'm working from, and I'll pull apart some of those skin tones so that you can see some of the colors that I'm working with. But yeah, pretty big day today. I'm hoping to get Freddie done. If not, I've got another half day that I can come in tomorrow to finish him up. And then Miley is going in the third booth, which I'm coming back next week to finish. But yeah, big day on the brushes today. So let's just dive into it and let's get it. Overall, I was really happy with how each of these murals turned out. It was pretty solid working conditions. The walls were great surfaces to work on. The only sort of issue that I ran into was that the booths were quite dark, but being able to bring in my studio photography lights from my home studio each day really made a massive difference in being able to see those values as I'm working throughout my concept art. Aside from that, the booths were a little bit tight working on the ladder, but the benches themselves were a good surface to sort of get the majority of the work done. The only sort of other issue I ran into was that some of the concept art was pretty low resolution. There wasn't really much we could do about that, so I sort of had to just do my best. But yeah, the client was happy, I was happy. It was a fun project and it was a good mural to round the rest of the year out. Alright, and I just really quickly wanted to walk you through this grid system and how I'm using it. I'm back here on the following week. I've got today and tomorrow to paint. But basically all I've done here is I've split this wall in half with the height and the width. And then I've done that again, and that's given me this 4x4 grid. And then I've just jumped across onto my phone. And I've used this app called Grid Hashtag and also Photoshop to combine my images. But basically I've just taken a photo of the wall. So it's the right aspect ratio, added my concept art over the top, applied the grid, and then I have the grid the same on the wall as my artwork, and that allows me to just really quickly and efficiently and effectively rough in my concept art, make sure it's all accurate, make sure I really get that likeness correct, and we are good to go. So yeah, today and tomorrow to paint, big 2 days, and then we're done. Been a pretty fun project, had to get it done pretty quick, but yeah. Let's get back into painting and we'll rough this out. And there we have it, guys. That's going to lead us right up to the end of the project. I'm just finishing off Miley in the background now, and then it's time to pack up and get on out of here. I've had heaps of fun with this project. I don't tend to really do any celebrity portraits or anything like that anymore. I tend to actually stay away from it a little bit, but sometimes opportunities arise and you've got to jump on them. It's always a good chance to sort of refine your craft and improve your techniques. I really enjoy doing large-scale portraits, so overall I've had a ball with this project, and I think it looks great alongside Alton now. I've sort of taken over this space a little bit, which is kind of cool. The place is called the Brunswick Hotel Piano Bar. It's basically right next to the Brunswick Hotel, so if anyone's from Melbourne and they want to come down, check it out and grab a drink, feel free to do so. And if you do come down, let me know what you think. Send me a message. We'd love to hear what you think about them. But that's pretty much gonna bring us right up to the end of the video. I'm gonna take a little bit of time off over Christmas and New Year's to spend time with the fam. And yeah, I'll be back early to middle of January, I'd say. Got a lot of exciting projects planned. And yeah, I can't wait to double down on murals now that we are able to with COVID, which is fantastic. But yeah, for now that's it. I hope you enjoyed. I hope everybody has a really good Christmas and New Year's period. And for now, we'll leave it there and I'll see you in the next video.